This has answered a lot of authors who have waited. You can literally, like me, knock out a book from start to finish and even do an animation within an hour's time span. The characters stay true to itself. If you hover your mouse over that little area to add audio and record voiceover, stop making it hard. This is where you turn your images into moving animations. I'm creating a book that will be uploaded to KDP. There it goes. I like it. Love it. This AI cartoon animation workflow is insane. I'm going to show you how I created a full cartoon and book, all using AI. We start always in ConsistentCharacter.ai. Most of you, you've been sitting on different ideas and you've been waiting for a tool to come to you so that you can put that idea out there. ConsistentCharacter.ai is that tool. Let's create our character. Let's go to Character Turbo. And I already have my prompt and I'm just going to paste it in there. If you watched my videos before, the very first character I build is always going to be the full body front view. And then we can go and do the different actions, the different expressions afterwards. But we always need a base character to refer back to. So create full body view and in front. All right, background for the first character, I don't need one. Plain white background. And then the style, whatever style that you choose. I'm typically go towards some Pixar inspired style, but they have various other styles you can go ahead and play with. Yeah, let's stick with Pixar. And I like my ratio to be 3:4 and hit generate. Oh, we got fancy in here. We got a new loading screen. This one thing I do love about ConsistentCharacter.ai is they are always improving, always updating. I could just imagine in the next year or so how even better this is going to get. But anyway, here's our character. Okay, we got our first character, little boy, great medium brown skin, fluffy dark hair, gentle smile. Okay, perfect. Let me go and get my other character. And this other character is not a person or anything. It's a moon sprite. So let's see what it comes up with. If this is going to be something that it can do. So let's create this. Oh, that is too cute. I like that. All right, so the first step in this workflow is creating your characters. The second step is going to be creating your illustration, your story pages. What I'm going to do right now is enter my prompts for the different scenes and just go throughout my story and doing that with ConsistentCharacter.ai. If you do need help with creating prompts for your illustrations, the actions, the expressions, the details like that, you can go ahead and use ChatGPT. ConsistentCharacter.ai also does help you structure your prompt better. But there's so many places you can go right now to get help with creating a prompt for your illustrations. And so my first scene is just Milo is in the scene alone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hover over the image and I'm going to click on edit action. And I'm going to copy my prompt in or paste my prompt in and hit generate. And I'm going to scroll to the top, wait for it to load. Okay, so we got Milo looking at the moon, teddy bears in the windowsill. I like that. Wonder and curiosity is on his face. So I do like this image and hit download. I'm going to save it to my folder. And also, again, remember we do have the project folder in our ConsistentCharacter.ai. We already created the folder. So as you go, you can put in these images to your folder, okay? And just so that you can stay organized. All right, so my next scene requires 2 characters. And so I'm going to go to the multi-character function and I'm just going to enter my characters, copy my prompt in. And again, for the multi-character function, everywhere that your character's name appears, you're just put in character 1 or at character 2. If you get confused, you can rename it. So you can rename character one as the character of your story. So I'm going to put in Milo as character one and Luma is character two. And in my prompt, everywhere that I see Milo, I'm just going to hit the @ sign and hit Milo. And then every time I see Luma, I'm going to hit the @ sign, click on Luma. And I'm going to go through the whole prompt and do that. All right. What I have seen from consistent character.ai is it will get that prompt and it knows what to do. It already knows what to do. So it's not necessary for me to put that background in there. Only if you have a particular thing that you want to add. But go ahead. I'm going to change the ratio to 3:4, hit generate. Okay, there it goes. I like it. Love it. There is my character, same character. There is my little Luma, my moon sprite. And he has his hand out ready to catch her or whatever. So I'm going to download this image and I'm also going to add it to my projects folder. This is what you would do. You would go back and forth, either if it's a single character image, just go back into your character thread and click on edit action. I always like to work from the main prompt, from the main image, and click on edit action to do the next scene if it's only one single character in that scene. However, again, for multiple characters, I go to the multi-character function and I upload the image of both the characters and work on the scene that way. So I'm going to go through the rest of the steps and build my 10 pages. And when I come back, I'll show you that. And then we'll go into the next step of how to create the animation. All right. So we did our first step, that was to create the characters in consistent character.ai. The second step was to get the prompts and create our scenes, do a little storyboarding so that we can have our images, our story images. And now we're in step 3. We're in Canva and we're going to put the books together. I'm creating a book that will be uploaded to KDP, and KDP has different sizes of the books that they will accept. I typically like the 8.5 by 11, but they also do square and other different sizes. So you just Google KDP template and you will get the different sizes and what's required within those size books. So I chose 8.5 by 11 and I just typed that in. I'm going to hit create new design. And before we move any further, we're just going to go to file and we're going to create our margins so we can make sure we're going to stay within the safe area when KDP chooses to print the book. So settings, add guide, custom. We're going to just do one column and then we're going to change the margins to 0.5 and hit add guides. All right, so your images need to be within these guides, these lines. And so I do have my 10 pages, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this uploads button right here, and I'm just going to Command all and drag my images over real quick. All right, so now they're all uploaded, and I'm just going to one by one go ahead and put in my image, make sure that they are within the margins, and I'm going to go back and do this for all 10 pages, and I'll come and show you in just a second. All right, so we have all of our images formatted to the sides to fit within the margins, and I'm going to take you through them in just a second, but the next step is to add the text to your image. Now, there's a couple of different ways that you can do this. You can take a graphic and put the text within that box, that area. Or you can go ahead and add a page and just imagine when you have your book open, you have the image and the text or the text and the image, whatever you want to do, but you can add the text to a blank page and have it that way. It's whatever you want to do, but that's what you would do on the next step. And you would just go throughout your images and do that. I just want to show you the 10 images and show you how consistent they are. So we have our first image of our character. He's in his bedroom. He's meeting Luma. And you can just see each image the same. That character, the main character, does not change. Luma does not change. The different expressions, the different actions, the character remains the same in every scene. So, again, if you are looking for a tool that can help you do this with your images, stop making it hard. Go to consistentcharacter.ai, sign up, and finish that book. But let me go ahead and go now to the meat and potatoes, and that's the animations. So you have your book formatted, you have your text on it and everything. Now you want to just create a little extra for your book, and that is a animated cartoon. So let's go now to Flow. All right, so now we are in Google Flow. You might know this as VEO3. It's whatever you want to call it. But this is where you turn your images into moving animations. So when you're in, you sign up. Now the videos, image to video, it's lower credits. Love that. It's only 20 credits per 8-second video. And so you would just select new project. And below here, you're going to change this from text to video to frames to video. Text to video means that you just type it in a prompt and Flow can create from whatever, from that prompt, but they won't have any visual cues of what you actually want. Frames to video is you're converting that actual image that you've uploaded and have described what it is that you want Flow to make it do. So we have frames to video. We're going to click on this little plus sign, and we're going to go to upload, click on our image, and I'm going to change this from landscape to portrait. And then I'm just going to go and I'm going to literally copy my prompt that I used, illustration prompt that I used to create the image in consistentcharacter.ai. So I copied that. I'm going to crop and save, and I'm going to paste that in the box of what I want it to do and hit the white arrow. It will take a couple seconds to generate, maybe a minute or two, and we'll get the clip. Now, I will say with Flow, for images, especially with children or cartoons, it typically does not produce sound. So you would have to do maybe a voiceover, go whatever editing tool that you use. You can use Canva, CapCut, whatever, and do a voiceover. Okay, so Flow has finished generating the image. Now, I will say sometimes Flow doesn't get it right, and you might have to do it again, but it will get you there. Okay, so you will take this clip, download it, original size, add it to your folder, and you will keep doing this until you create every scene with your book. So I have 10 pages, those 10 scenes, and you will keep doing that over. The final step, and I'll show you, I'll just generate 3 clips. I'll show you in the final clip how to put all the scenes together, but I'm just going to generate 3 clips. You would just use whatever editing tool and sync them all together. Do a voiceover if you want. You can be reading the actual story, but I'll show you that in just a sec. Okay, so I have the clips from Flow, and I'm going to just show you how to do it in Canva. I typically, though, like to work in CapCut, but Canva has an editor, and you can put your clips together, do a voiceover and things like that. So all you're going to do is go to Canva, go to social media, and I personally just click on the TikTok video template, and I uploaded my clips, and all you're going to do is click on it to drop it in. That's going to be my last clip. Hold on, let me do that. And that one. Okay, so we have the 3 clips. I'm going to play a little demo for you. This is in the first one. All right. So you can see from the Flow clips, it does have sound, and typically it will give you like a little background music or little gasps of air, things like that. Sometimes they will speak, but it's not going to be for your script. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight each clip, and I'm going to mute them because we don't need that sound, because we're going to do our own voiceover. So that just muted the clips, okay? And You could, again, you can do the voiceover yourself, or you can upload a voiceover from 11 Labs or whatever, but you just hit add audio and record voiceover or generate an AI voiceover. You just want to do it in your voice because it's your story. So you just click on record for voiceover. And I'm going to allow it this time and hit record. Milo loved looking at the moon every night. He wished he could reach up and talk to it. And you would do that for every single clip. You can add in a transition, and just by going to the middle of where the first clip ends and the second clip begins. And if you hover your mouse over that little area, you'll see that it pops up to add a transition, and you can do a dissolve, slide, whatever you want. But that's what you would do to create your animations. Once you are done, just like anything else, you will download it. So by hitting the share button, hit download, and you can upload it to Google Docs or whatever other system that you want to upload your video clip to. You can do it to YouTube and do it as a private video. And then you'll go back to your actual book. And let me go back to the book. And this is just an opinion of what you can do with it. But if you do, say you go to YouTube and you upload it as a private video, and you want people who have bought the book to be able to see the animation version, I would go back to your storybook that you formatted earlier, go to the very last page, add a blank document, and you'll go into the apps here on the side of Canva and search QR code, generate a QR code, and take that YouTube video that you just uploaded the animation to, a private link, insert that YouTube link, and it will paste that QR code to the back of your book. So that way, when the children are reading the stories and they get done, they want to see a live action version, they can go ahead, scan the QR code, and watch the actual cartoon. As you can see in all the videos that I've made, the characters stay true to itself. There is no different hairstyles, facial expressions, or anything like that. It's all stays consistent, no matter what you have the character doing. And this is what I truly love. This has answered a lot of authors who have waited and maybe have saved up thousands of dollars in the past to try to do a book, but still couldn't afford the illustrators, couldn't afford to move on with the process. And now that technology has advanced so much, you can literally, like me, knock out a book from start to finish and even do an animation within an hour's time span. Check it out, consistentcharacter.ai, and I'll see you on the next video.